How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Tip of the Iceberg podcast. I am your host, Quinn Capitula. Shout out to the Icy Originals, the Icy OGs. Today, we're going to talk about something that, honestly, I didn't know what I wanted to talk about until I hit that record button. So, we're going to just go with this. We're going to talk about thinking outside the box. We're going to talk about being different. We're going to talk about being uniquely yourself. What I've noticed, and what the statistics say, is that very, very few people actually reach the very top pinnacle of where they are attempting to succeed, where they're attempting to excel. For instance, in entrepreneurship, 5% of entrepreneurs ever earn more than 5 figures in a month, ever. It's even more difficult to do sustainably. You can do it one time just almost by law of averages, right? Which is the theory that pretty much you can cover your eyes and throw darts at a dartboard. Eventually, you'll hit a bullseye, right? So if you're in the game long enough, eventually you may be able to hit one. Sustainably, it's a lot more difficult, right? Like in the gym, for instance, certain days you may be able to hit certain lifts that maybe on another day you couldn't for whatever reason. So whatever your definition of success is, if you're not currently there, right, I define success as the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, not the realization of the ideal, the progression in eventually realizing the ideal, not the end result, the process. So if you're looking to achieve something, most times the enemy of that is thinking just like everybody else would think. Conformity. If you're looking to achieve results that the vast majority of people don't achieve, you're going to likely have to do things a little bit differently than those people do it. And the reality of the situation is most people who would tell you what to do are in the percentage of people who aren't ever going to reach that target. So, whether that's in training, relationships, business, all these rules that we have just accepted as true along the way, that are they really true? You don't want to know the truth. The truth is they're only true to the extent we believe they're true. That's how reality works. There are 12 universal truths. Everything apart from that is only true to the extent we believe it is. So if we believe that the rules of growth in anything are this constant, for instance, like this maybe spike at the beginning, like a little progressive line up, and then a plateau, and then up, plateau, down, then that's what's true for us, right? However, that's not necessarily the case, right? Everyone's case is different. So if you're looking to change something, if you're looking to create something special, something that the vast majority of people never reach or can't even fathom reaching, the truth is you're going to have to think a little bit differently. And that starts with dropping any expectations or preconceived notions about what you think would actually get you to that goal. What you think you could do. What other people would tell you to do. What happens if you just did something with no guidance, let's say, no advice from other people? You just did something on your own, or you only listened to advice from people who are on the way back from already achieving what you're looking to achieve. Because as much as the people in your life mean the best, they're not necessarily going to be the best at giving advice for something they haven't done, right? You wouldn't ask a mailman for advice on how to operate on somebody for surgery. They're just not qualified to give advice on it. Most people aren't qualified to be giving you advice on things unless they've already done it. And let's say already done it relatively recently as well, especially in the online space. If we're talking about, hey, I did all these things and that was like 7 years ago at this point, it's like, yeah, there's been like 2 presidents since then. A lot of things have changed. May that work? Potentially, but also there's probably different ways to do it now, right? That doesn't mean that we don't respect those people. It doesn't mean they don't have valuable things to add. But what I would implore you to do is I would just implore you to drop any and all expectations or preconceived notions. I would go in with an open mind. I would make a decision to commit to whatever that change is. Roll with the punches. The only way you fail is if you quit. And there's a difference between quitting and pivoting, right? Quitting is giving up. Pivoting is making a calculated adjustment. It's still sticking with your commitment, because usually, again, when people talk about committing to things, most people think their commitment is to achieve the goal. For me, I commit to a process. I commit to actions, to daily activities, not to the outcome, right? I'm not committed to earning a certain kind of income or anything. I'm committed to things that I do every day that allow me to show up as my best self. And I would implore you to do the same. So next time you're looking to make a change or really start to, let's say, scale and ascend in your life, think differently. The enemy of all progress and the enemy of all outliers to become part of the norm is conformity, is doing what everybody else would do. And they're not going to understand that you're not going to want to do it their way. But you have to understand that if you want to do something different, you got to be different. So that's all I got for you for today's episode, and I'm going to leave you the same way I leave you every single episode. Thinking outside the box is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm out. Peace.